In the northern reaches of the world, where winter days are more rumor than reality and sunlight makes guest appearances like a shy celebrity, there's a quiet epidemic unfolding. It's not dramatic, not headline grabbing, but it burrows deep into the bones, the immune system, and even the psyche. It's vitamin D deficiency, a deceptively subtle health concern that becomes especially potent in high-latitude regions where sunshine is more seasonal ornament than daily staple. Vitamin D is not just a nice-to-have nutrient. It's essential for calcium absorption, immune modulation, muscle function, and even mental health. And here's the kicker. The vast majority of our vitamin D isn't supposed to come from food. It's meant to be manufactured directly by the skin in response to ultraviolet B, UVB, light from the sun. But the Earth, in its tilted elegance, makes this process harder the farther north you go. Above roughly 37 degrees latitude, think Boston, Rome, or Seoul, there are significant chunks of the year where the sun's angle is simply too low to allow meaningful UVB exposure. That means even if you stand outside at high noon in Stockholm in December, wearing nothing but optimism, you're still not going to make much vitamin D. The UVB rays are being filtered out by the atmosphere before they even have a chance to touch your skin. And let's be honest, no one's out sunbathing in minus 10 degrees Celsius weather anyway. This sunlight scarcity isn't just a quirky climate issue, it has ripple effects across multiple systems. For starters, bones suffer. Without adequate vitamin D, calcium absorption in the gut declines sharply. Over time, this leads to osteomalacia in adults, a softening of the bones that can cause chronic pain, muscle weakness, and increased fracture risk. In children, it can lead to rickets, a condition that had supposedly been vanquished in the developed world but has quietly made a comeback in certain high-latitude populations with limited sun exposure and poor dietary supplementation. The immune system, too, takes a hit. Vitamin D receptors are found on nearly every type of immune cell. The vitamin acts like a molecular bouncer, helping to modulate the immune response, keeping inflammation in check while also boosting the body's ability to fend off viruses and bacteria. That's why respiratory infections spike in winter and why low vitamin D levels have been repeatedly associated with higher susceptibility to everything from the flu to COVID-19. It's not just about being cold and cooped up indoors. It's that your internal defenses are running on a low tank of light-fueled immunity. Then there's the emotional toll. Seasonal affective disorder, SAD, is more than just a poetic name for winter blues. It's a real form of depression that strikes as sunlight disappears and serotonin metabolism begins to falter. While the exact mechanisms are still being teased apart, low vitamin D levels have been implicated in this seasonal slump, potentially contributing to mood dysregulation and decreased dopamine activity. When you remove the sun, you don't just dim the world outside, you dim it inside the brain, too. What makes this all more insidious is how easy it is to overlook. You can't feel vitamin D draining from your system. You don't get a fever or a cough. It happens gradually. Fatigue creeps in, bones ache a little more, you catch colds more often, and your mood sinks like the winter sun behind a snow-laden horizon. In darker months, when it seems logical to stay indoors and hibernate under a blanket of carbs and Netflix, the deficiency worsens silently. Add in layers of clothing, cloudy skies, and the fact that snow reflects UV away rather than amplifying it for vitamin D production, and you've got the perfect storm for deficiency. Some countries are beginning to fight back with public health initiatives, fortifying foods like milk, margarine, and cereal with vitamin D. Supplementation is also encouraged, especially in winter, with many experts recommending 800 to 2,000 IU daily for those at risk. Yet compliance remains uneven, and cultural habits, like lower fish consumption or limited supplement use, can exacerbate the problem. Immigrants with darker skin who move to northern countries face an even greater challenge, as their higher melanin levels naturally block UVB, reducing vitamin D synthesis even further. Ultimately, the hidden epidemic of vitamin D deficiency in northern regions is a collision of biology, geography, and modern lifestyle. Our ancestors evolved under very different conditions, outdoors, in sunnier climes, with more skin exposure and fewer climate-controlled interiors. Now we work under artificial lights, eat industrialized diets, and bundle up against the cold, all while forgetting that we still run on solar power in a way. Without conscious effort to replace what nature no longer reliably supplies, we pay the price in bones that weaken, immune systems that falter, and moods that darken with the sky. So next time you curse the winter gloom or wonder why you're feeling a little more fragile than usual, don't just blame the weather. Blame your biology's unfulfilled expectations of sunlight. Then maybe reach for that vitamin D supplement because the sun may be on vacation, but your health doesn't have to go with it.